All this technology shows me what a great deception that we have on the way. And believe it or not, this right here has much to do with this great deception. Oh, not that, I mean this. You know, it's kind of the same thing, right? By the way, their technology is about 100 years past what they actually show us. And believe it or not, this great deception that's on the way has been shown to us for literal decades.
Bro, I don't even believe that they're like predicting. I think they don't with the whole karma mess, they have to tell you. So like, and don't we know that? Over here we know this. I hate to use this term, the collective. Collection of what? But us people who just think outside the box, us critical thinkers, we know they gotta inform us. So they just been telling us, yo, we're gonna do this 40 years from now. Yo, we're gonna do this 10 years from now. Yo, we're gonna do this in about a week. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Ooh, it's spooky. What? A conspiracy theory? Psych. You never know. You know, it's like the rules say they gotta tell us, but I don't think the rules specified you gotta tell them exactly what you're gonna do the day you're gonna do it. Nah, it's like a puzzle. You gotta piece it together. And if you get it right, well, now we gotta kill you. So, what do I know? I'm just an old nigga. I don't know shit, nigga. So, I know you ain't out here listening to me. I don't know nothing, boss. Yeah. No Diddy.
This was the 1984 closing ceremony at the Olympics. Harvard and this organization right here actually worked on a possible extraterrestrial strategy for Earth. You can go look it up yourself, and it's Harvard that did a study on abductees when they had real signs of trauma that were tested with lie detectors. And that's the thing, people are thinking this great deception is all going to be a hologram and demonic spirits thinking they cannot touch you, but that could not be farther from the truth. 84 Olympics getting us ready. Like I told you 1,000 times, flesh suits created by the fallen angels for demons to inhabit. In the book of Isaiah, we have this class of creature, this Hebrew word being aris, meaning awe, terror-striking creatures that live in the branch in the clouds. Living in the branches of the clouds? You get it?
Once you actually look into what happened with Michael Jackson and what they accused him of and what actually got proven and all the allegations, that whole story starts to fall apart really fast. As in, like, yeah, he was a weird dude who had no childhood, who had like no parental figures, and he grew up to be this really weird, like, big kid of a human. Mm-hmm. But like, actually, all the like people close to him testify that he was like one of the kindest, sweetest humans you'd ever meet, and that he was like wholesome in every way and a total innocent child. And all of the like children that were closest to him, people like Macaulay Culkin as an example, they tried to get Macaulay Culkin to testify against Michael to say that he did things with him. And Macaulay Culkin said, no, I would never. Michael is like the best man I've ever known. He never did anything untowards. He's a saint. I admire him so much. And the only kids that ever brought testimony against Michael Jackson were kids that were in the process of getting some big Hollywood star deal from some Hollywood executives as they made those claims. Right? And so it's like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then the FBI did a 10-year-long investigation of Michael Jackson where they went through all of his electronic devices and hard drives. They searched his whole, they investigated him for 10 years and they found zero evidence of any wrongdoing whatsoever. And they closed the case.
No, wait, the feds do not investigate any amount of years and then they don't got no evidence on you. The feds are supposed to be the long arm of the law, the boogeyman of the police world, and they always get their man. You didn't get this guy? So you mean to tell me these allegations when he passed away that resurfaced? Huh? Because people are now saying Little Dirk, you know him, he, whatever with his case, he good as gone. The only light of day he's going to see is if he tell on somebody, but you couldn't catch Michael Jackson? Interesting. Well, the late, great Paul Mooney does have a joke where he says he didn't do that. He's not a pedophile. He's X-Files. He's not a pedophile, though.
Basically, the entire case against Michael Jackson was just done in the media by smearing him and kind of creating allegations out of people that had incentives to say whatever they were going to say. And it just, the more you look into it, the more that whole storyline about Michael Jackson being just starts to fall apart.
Can you kind of go into why they wanted to destroy him and destroy his legacy so badly? Because he came after some very powerful people.
That's the spice right there, is that Michael Jackson, I mean, he grew up in the music industry, right? And he knew how it worked, and he started to see how it worked, and he started to see how musicians were getting taken advantage of. And more he saw how the record executives above him were taking advantage of him. And he started to call them out. And he started to build his own power. I mean, he was the king of pop. He had a lot of money. He started to buy shares of Sony, and he started to buy up like the rights to his own music, the rights to other artists' music. He started to like make big, powerful moves on the music industry itself. And he was at the time, he was naming record executives that were being bad to him and to other artists in the industry. And that did not sit well with, people, who knows who. And then this whole smear campaign got launched, and that's, right. And so he fought the smear campaign for a decade and more, while he was trying to like buy his music rights and buy out Sony and create kind of this like security and safety and change the industry. And eventually, that wasn't working out well enough, and the charges weren't sticking, and he was still doing his thing. And then he just mysteriously overdosed on propofol. And that happened.
Did y'all see that there's also these new Tesla dogs as well? Elon Musk is not playing, y'all. He literally made a dog to replace your dog. Not only that, but they came out with a Tesla horse. And they also have a cheetah Tesla prototype that they're working on currently right now, y'all. And this thing is doing all kinds of flips and tricks.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
And get a little of this. Not only that, but they also have a monkey prototype that they are currently working on. What is Elon Musk trying to do? What is going on? Why is Tesla creating all these things? I mean, did you hear what Elon Musk had to say? Y'all, check this out.
Probably none of us will have a job. There will be, but in that benign scenario, there will be universal high income. Not universal basic income, universal high income. There will be no shortage of business. If the computer can do, and the robots can do everything better than you, then does your life have meaning?
And I guess this is the reason why they're creating all these animals to go with these humans. And then these robots trying to be us.
Trying to learn how to be as human as you guys are.
And the crazy thing is, this is supposedly happening in our lifetime. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait for movies to come out. This is happening right now. But yes, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this video.
This video is from San Francisco.
A stamped brick with ARR, and we know that what used to be there said T, car. It's TCARR. Look at this.
Huh.
You can see that there are still fully intact bricks in what was fully melted. Like that one right there.
What is that?
Much of it is melted beyond recognition, but
That's
a lot of it, like this, is still obviously a wall.
Bro.
How old is this tree?
Right.
How long ago did this happen?
That's in San Francisco. I gotta go check it out.
Yes, definitely. You need to. Get the drone.
It's all melted down like as if it was candle wax hit with a torch.
That is what that looks like, dude.
Rolling down channels.
Holy mackerel.
Bricks. Like right there. Look at that. Still bricks sitting there, and that's the same kind of brick that this is, that's stamped.
This is the evidence, because there is a case of partial preservation of what was there. Because if you didn't find the bricks, you didn't see the little details of bricks in there, somebody would just say, oh, well, wind and water did this over 1 million years, right? They would say, oh, it was 15 billion years caused rocks to look like this. No, it took about probably 10 seconds of like the hottest thing you could possibly imagine, just burning something, and it literally melted like a candle melts. That's what you see there. Like, what happened in our recent past? I think it's very fascinating. When I really got curious about the western part of the United States and like stuff like the Valley of Fire, in my mind, I was thinking of the days of Noah, maybe. I was thinking maybe like sometime around like the days of Jesus, like thousands of years ago. But when you find stamped bricks in there. So that means there was a brick factory that made bricks, right? You know, so obviously I think even like the earliest brick factories were like in we're told, the mid 19th century. They had factories that made bricks en masse. So when did this thing melt like that?
I just looked up melted brick wall San Francisco. There ain't nothing about this, dude.
Yo, this is absolutely insane. So we know that something really big is happening November 5th, right? But guess what else probably may be happening November 5th? Another hurricane, exactly where Milton and Helene both hit. And again, when's it supposed to hit? November 5th. So I've been watching this guy for a while now, and most of the time when he says something's gonna happen, it happens. And he is not the only person calling for it. A lot of people on Twitter are, and the GFS is saying this will happen. So if it's right, what does that mean for us? And at the same exact time, we have NOAA coming out, and they're debunking, saying no one can create or steer this, the technology does not exist. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments.
Shoot, I'll tell you what I think about it right now. I can't believe these folks, man. I just can't. I just look at the government at this stage like a woman I don't want to be in a relationship with. You've cheated on me before. I'm a simp for my country. I'm going to say it. I'm a simp for America. I believed what they told me. Almost look at it like your parents. I just told a guy today, it's really disheartening when you find out your mom was for the streets. Like, you kind of can't do nothing about it. It's painful when you find out, oh, man, my dad was a simp. Oh, my God, what does that say about me? And I kind of look at my country like that. I'm the child of an OnlyFans model, and the simp who Cashapped her. So how can I believe anything you two weirdos are even talking about?
I'm just showing y'all what accredited organizations are saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm pretty sure that this is going to happen. And again, this is going on when the whole world has been flooding like I've been showing you recently. It's just so weird how the organization's name is literally NOAA. Remember the flood? And so quickly people forget what just happened in North Carolina. Devastating North Carolina's population. Still out of power in multiple places and a very high unaliving count. Anyways.
So to the people that are saying that Daytona Beach is still fine, you call that a beach, y'all? You call that a beach? Usually people are able to drive on this, y'all. People drive their trucks on this shoreline. Where's the beach? Where's the sand? And not to mention, Biketoberfest, which is one of the biggest festivals that Daytona have every year, is canceled because of this, y'all.
Alright guys, Daytona Beach, Florida. It is 8:50 in the morning, and there is not one person on this beach. Why? There is no beach. All my life of living in this state, and I have never seen that. I have never seen nobody on the beach.
There is no beach to come to. Yo, everywhere is losing money, y'all. This is one of Daytona's biggest festivals that happens every year, and it's not happening. That's crazy, y'all. And again, this is post-Hurricane Milton. But yeah, y'all, this is Florida. East Coast, that is. But yeah, let's get this shift, y'all. Very interesting times. Peace in.
MKUltra was a covert CIA project initiated in the 1950s, aimed at developing methods for mind control. Its disturbing experiments sought to manipulate mental states and alter human behavior through a range of psychological techniques. The program included administering drugs like LSD, hypnosis, and sensory deprivation to unsuspecting individuals. The project operated under a veil of secrecy, often disregarding ethical standards and human rights. Victims included both voluntary participants and unwitting subjects, raising significant moral questions. Declassified documents revealed shocking details, such as the use of electroconvulsive therapy and psychological torture. Researchers believed these methods could create Manchurian candidates, individuals conditioned to perform tasks without conscious awareness. Many victims suffered long-lasting psychological effects, and the program's implications extended beyond individual cases, affecting societal trust in government institutions.
Suge Knight was trying to meet up with Dame Dash, Irv Gotti, Jay Prince. They was trying to get a distribution company.
It wasn't a distribution.
It was a union. Honestly, it was all Suge's idea.
It was all his plan, and it was a hell of a plan, man. He was like, yo, we get all the artists together. And he wasn't just talking about hip-hop, every artist in general. And he was like, okay, say you got $1 million budget.
So instead of $1 million, you'd have $1.1 million with 100,000 going to the union.
Now this will all get recouped back to the artist. It'll go towards an annuity. It'll go towards a retirement fund.
And it was easy metrics because instead of you recouping $1 million, you recoup $1.1 million.
Someone left that meeting talking about our movement. Unfortunately, the feds hit all of us at the same time, which I don't think was a coincidence.
Jay went and told. He went and told. He blew the spot up. Feds came in and started hitting niggas with cases because they all said, yo, we gonna put our money together. Now think about it now, how everybody get robbed off the stream.
The first thing that rises to protect you in the grave is your salah.
De Niro's building a $1 billion studio. How is that going to make money? What's the business plan? Is it over 30 years? That's my question.
De Niro's 81, isn't he? Like, what? How old is De Niro?
But that's what I'm saying. In the rating system of Hollywood, PG-13, rated R, which rating is the most profitable?
I would say PG.
Wrong. It's G. The children's films that are animated stories like Cinderella are the most profitable in all of Hollywood, and yet they're 30% of the production. So why would the system make 70% of something that doesn't make as much as the 30%? Why? Because it's spiritual. Because the devil runs Hollywood. And he wants that negative 70% to teach your kids all these other things. But the 30%, which makes the most money, is happiness and loving your mom and dad, and they make the most money. Why would Hollywood make less of the most profitable?
I don't know, man. It's a spiritual war. We might not believe in it, but they do. I'm just trying to get another girl in here to take her top off. They trying to say that's wrong. But at the same time, I should kiss the devil's booty hole? I thought the devil didn't exist. You niggas, I can't even believe y'all, man.
What if the greatest predator the ocean has ever known wasn't extinct after all? Jake had spent his life on the sea, but nothing could have prepared him for what he was about to encounter. One quiet evening, while fishing in the deepest part of the ocean, Jake's sonar picked up something impossible, a creature far too large for any known shark. Curiosity got the best of him. He leaned over the side of the boat, peering into the abyss, when suddenly, a colossal shadow passed beneath him. The water erupted, and a fin the size of a sail broke the surface. Jake couldn't believe his eyes. It was a Megalodon, the ancient, long-extinct predator, alive and hunting. Heart-pounding, Jake knew he had to escape, but the creature was fast, too fast. He wasn't just facing a giant shark, he was facing a prehistoric nightmare. With jaws that could crush steel and a hunger that had been dormant for millennia, the Megalodon was ready to claim its first modern prey. Barely escaping with his life, Jake realized the terrifying truth. The ocean's deadliest predator was back, and no one was safe. But would anyone believe him? Or would the legend of the Megalodon remain a myth until it strikes again?
I'm not afraid of the ocean. I just don't fuck with the ocean. I like the ocean, but we don't go back. Like me and the ocean went to high school together, and that's my dog. Am I afraid of OnlyFans girls just because I don't fuck with? No, I like you. I just don't want to be your man or Cashapp you. You know what I'm saying? Stop shaming me about the ocean. The ocean, I don't want problems with the ocean. Come on, okay? All right.
The theory that I heard was that young black men are supposed to be the epitome of masculinity, so let's effeminize them, and then you can effeminize the whole public because the young white guys will try to copy the young black guys, and if you effeminize the young black guys, you get everybody in this mess. And then that led to what they did with the rap genre, which has been stagnant for 45 years. I mean, it's gotten more profane, but it hasn't changed.
But also it's exceedingly homosexual. I mean, everyone's gay.
Yes, it is. And the other thing is it's not very masculine because some of the malinformed feminists say it's this sexual fantasy. That's not what you're looking at when you're looking at the half-naked bimbos bouncing on stage behind the rap artist in the gangster hip-hop rap video. That's not his girlfriend. That's his mama, grandmama, and their friend girls and their favorite aunts. So they ideate on feminist stuff like who's going to take care of me, and I got women I live off of. I'm not a producer. I'm not a protector. And you got this whole downhill spiral, which is leading us to where we are right now, where there's no duty, honor, accountability, responsibility, bravery, courage. There's no guilt, no shame to keep you self-corrected and self-focused. You're not interested in making where you live a better, safer, more secure place filled with economic prosperity, sense of purpose, morality, and ethics, and you're not dedicating yourself to being a man or a woman of public peace, dignity, and order. You just let it all go to hell. And you try to destroy all human character building things, because anything counts. Because if you have character, and let's say you're a man, that means if you happen to be on the Titanic and it goes down, you say, ma'am, you and your child may have my seat on a lifeboat. I'll drown in the freezing waters. What happens is you say, I've got on a dress too, so get out of the way. That's my seat. You know? Oh, yeah. No, take him and throw him over there and chum the sharks with him, you know.
Do we have to add anything to that? That's what the powers that be are pushing with LeBron James. Going all the way back to the CIA and Gloria Steinem and masculating. Is that a word? I dropped out in 8th grade. Y'all know that. Making the women more masculine and telling the women in our community.
Women have begun to integrate themselves into the, quote, male job force because we need to economically and we want to and we enjoy it and so on. But unfortunately, men have not yet begun to integrate themselves into the female occupation of raising children and taking care of the house. So the great problem for many, many women is that if they work outside the home, they really have 2 jobs, and men only have 1, and that is an enormous strain, and we've got to start sharing equally in the home.
Oh my God, stop your fucking lie.
And now it's spread to everybody else.
I don't need a man.
LeBron James is pushing, I'm the greatest basketball player ever. The powers that be don't care about that. Or maybe not. That's probably not what they're doing. There probably is no connection. Everything just evolved. Like bronsexuals tell us, basketball evolved. It's different now. It's evolution.
You're telling me as women this is what we fought for? To go to work in any conditions. Impossible.
Which groups of people did Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, want to eliminate? Watch this.
I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born.
And where did she open up her first clinic?
It was over here in Brownsville that she opened up her first Planned Parenthood, because Brownsville was a poverty-stricken neighborhood largely comprised of immigrants, blacks, Slavs, Italians, and Jews. The very specific groups of people that Sanger defined as unfit to reproduce, those that she thought were a threat to the gene pool, to the kind of perfect and perfected human race that she was seeking to create.
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men
married to a white guy.
Our country should be more fearful of white men.
Married to a white guy. Kamala Harris married to a white guy. AOC's married to a white guy. These leftists that always condemn white men, guess who they end up marrying? I wonder why. That's so tough.
What is going on?
A 14-year-old Florida boy took his own life after an AI chatbot he was in love with sent him a strange message. Sewell Setzer's...
Damn, can I just say, his mama got some tick old bitties. I'm saying, is it me that's looking at him, or is she like, well, here they are? In any case, what if he found out that his mama was an OnlyFans model? Ugh, how do you go through life knowing that? because his mama looked like she could OnlyFans it up right now.
Mother has filed a lawsuit against the makers of the artificial intelligence app, Character AI, as she claims her son was pursued into killing himself. Sewell spent the last weeks of his life texting an AI bot named after a Game of Thrones character, designed always to text back. It is unknown if he knew it wasn't a real person. Their chats ranged from friendly to romantic and sexually charged. Here, he confessed his suicidal thoughts, and it was the beginning of the end. Right before Sewell died, the chatbot told him to please come home. Now, his mom is working tirelessly to get justice for Sewell and many other young people at risk.
He's gonna come sit by us.
That's crazy.
Try to pet him.
No, that mother got the big ass beacon on Fuck you.
Let's play a game. I'm gonna name off some random people and you tell me how many random coincidences there are. So this is Dmitry Petronov. Apparently he created a plasma battery that powered his 2-story house for 16 months. In 2010, he went to a bakery and that's the last time the world ever saw him. Coincidentally, this is Zachary Warfield. He was also working on a plasma battery. He even met with Dmitry a couple of times to exchange notes. He died in a crazy boating accident. Stefan Marin.
Y'all remember this scene from The Matrix, right? I have a crazy theory, yo. This joint just came to my head. Remember the scene where she had to basically run to the telephone booth, right? That made me think. I'm like, telephone booth, Matrix. That was one of the main things. They had to pick up a landline to get out the Matrix. I didn't want to show that scene because you know how TikTok get, right? But all in all, that made me go into a whole rabbit hole. I'm like, what really happened to all of the like telephone booths or even just the normal pay phones that we used to see on the corners and shit, right? Then it led me to asking, is a telephone and a cell phone the same thing? And it says no, right? I literally never seen anyone take these things down ever. They just all disappeared. But what if, y'all, this was our real way of leaving out the Matrix, like for real? I think that the telephone was something special, like telepathy, telekinesis. And now we literally have cell phones. I think that instead of the phones being connected to the land, they're now connected to us. Cell phone. Reading the membranes, literally, that's how it knows what we want and everything. Oh shit, download crazy. Just think about it, y'all. The Matrix even warned us about the AI that's happening right now. Wake up!
She's coming. She is coming to town. We knew it was going to happen, obviously. We knew it was going to happen because, like I said, this has been so abysmal for Kamala. They're very upset with black men for not behaving in the way that they should. So they're going to offer black men Beyonce. They're like, listen, okay, we're bringing her. All hail the queen. All hail the queen. Nobody can resist Beyonce. And you know what's really funny?
No, we can resist Beyonce. She not our girl. That's Jay-Z's girl. She not gonna take her top off for us. Now, I will say, if Beyonce had an OnlyFans page, but I thought you didn't need a man. What do you need my vote for?
I can't say who. Because I do keep a lot of these discussions private that I have with so many artists and entertainers. A lot more of them are conservative than you think. They are just also like, having a figurative gun to their head. They're not allowed to speak out on their conservatism or they'll lose everything. But one individual was recently telling me that they get what's known as the call. And essentially, if they step out of line, there's like a black mafia that's been created of sorts. And these people are supposed to call you. And they essentially, when you get the call from them, you better know that you need to get out there and you need to do something. And those individuals range from Tyler Perry to Barack Obama. Once upon a time, Diddy was one of these individuals. And, one person who also told me this obviously was Kanye, but that has been recently confirmed to me again. And so when I see like Beyonce and her being trotted out, I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of the Hollywood black mafia. People are having their strings pulled and told that they have to make an appearance. And you wonder why that is. Like, I can't believe that with everything going on, that for Beyonce, this is a priority. Like, I don't buy Beyonce's here to save the world rhetoric. Like, I personally believe that her and Jay-Z, for whatever reason, are basically told when they have to get out and support something. That's why they were one of the earliest supporters. Remember, I just vaguely or vividly rather recall them marching in the street over Trayvon Martin. Like, they co-signed BLM, and it feels like it became a thing overnight. And they have been sort of minted like the king and queen of hip hop. So seeing that she has now agreed to appear at a Friday rally in Houston with Kamala Harris just smells very funny to me. She will be with her mother, Tina Knowles, and the country music icon Willie Nelson, according to people that are familiar with the planning. And so that is supposed to be announced imminently. And as we know, Kamala, who is definitively not black at all.
Not that that matters. Gas was $5 a gallon. Furthermore, she wants to legalize thottery. She had Megan Thee Stallion twerking at a political rally. But go off about her not being black.
Not even kinda, okay? She's a Jewish Hindu Irish woman, for being honest here, and a descendant of slave owners and sugar plantation supervisors. And one of them, who was incredibly abusive, by the way, Hamilton Brown, was known to be very abusive to his slaves, and she is a descendant of that Hamilton Brown. But anyways, we know that in order to convince people that she's black, she chose to walk out to Beyonce's song Freedom. That has been her theme music throughout all of her rallies, even though I feel certain that Kamala Harris can not name even 2 Beyonce albums. But
it's not freedom from white people. By the way, how's this oppression from your white guy going? If we're even getting into that nonsense, which is it's garbage. It's freedom to be a thot. It's freedom to be slutty. It's freedom to be a whore and not get judged. It's freedom to not have a man looking at you and think you're attractive. Now, if another woman wants to look at you and say, oh, you got some tiggle bitties, that's okay. But if I want to say, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, they meant it for 666. See the 6? That's not how it was taught to me. See, like I said earlier, it's like I found out my mom was an OnlyFans person. And my dad was the simp who Cashapped her, and then here I am. But that's not how they told me about it when I was in kindergarten. Anyway, sorry, that's an ADHD thought. It's freedom to get the compliment from anyone except for a straight man to say, hey, you got some tickle old bitties. This is why she's coming out to Beyonce's song. That's the freedom. Or maybe it's what you said, Candace. Maybe it's that. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Jesus Christ, these folks. Let's just keep going. You gotta just get through this shit.
Daughter. This is Beyonce. This is her daughter Blue Ivy, and this is Kathy Coriano White. Kathy is standing next to Claudia Jordan. Here is Kathy partying with Jay-Z and Diddy in Las Vegas. Kathy passed away on September the 1st in 2011, 4 months between the birth of Blue Ivy and the death of Kathy. Here is Claudia Jordan, here is Diddy, and here is Jay-Z, and here is Kathy. And she was found on the floor in her apartment when she left this realm. On her last album, she wrote a song called Daughter. The lyrics goes like this. Remember, Kathy lived in a poor apartment.
I forgot to show y'all something here in Arlington, Virginia. Remember the Pentagon is the eye of the owl? Watch my last videos, there's more. But the word lie right here. See it? L-I-E. It's on the snake's tail. So when you follow this tail down, you come to the head of the snake. See his eye and his nostril there, and he's got his mouth open and something in it. It's plain to see. When you zoom in there, you can see how they cut all this at an angle to make his mouth look open. And here's a target building. I didn't know they had the bullseye on top of it. You go to Google Earth, it's really clear. I don't know why it's not showing up clear here, but That's what's in its mouth. Stop being naive, y'all. That's our biggest weakness, and they freaking know it. This is all planned out from the snake to the word lie. When they're drawing it all out on their paper, they know this shit. We don't, because they know we're not conscious to it. But it's time to wake up. Later.
Thank you to my channel members. We said thank you. Ha! To my channel members. No Diddy when I say member. Thank you. To my channel members. Fuck you if you're not a member. Nah, I'm just kidding. But seriously, join. Thank you. To my channel members.